Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about the CPE writing part 1. This is an essay. And if you're now preparing for your CPE exam yourself, probably you will find something useful in this video. Or if you already know the ropes, you may also brush up on your knowledge and maybe get some more ideas from what I'm going to talk about today. So let's explore this topic together and look at what I have prepared for you today. Okay, before we talk about structural features of the CPE essay, I'd like to give you some general information. You can see it now on the slide. As I've already mentioned, this an essay is part 1 in writing, and this task is compulsory. That means that there is no other option and there is no choice, so you have to do it. Also, you have to base your essay on 2 small texts, 2 passages that have one common idea. And your task is to find 2 key points in each text. And I suggest that you underline them because it will give you a better picture and you will understand what you're going to explore further. Plus, I'd like to say that it doesn't matter what kind of exam you're going to take, paper-based or computer-based. In both situations, you will have a chance to either highlight or underline the key points. So not a problem. After you have done that, you have to summarize and evaluate the key points in the text. So here you have to think about the synonyms and synonymic phrases and other words that express the same ideas, but do not repeat the original version, the original text or sentences. After you have done that, you have to give your own opinion, of course, what you think on the matter, on the issue, what's your point of view. And finally, as you understand and as you know, there is some certain word limit, and the word count is from 240 to 280 words. So we have to stick to it, and there's not much, to be honest. So now let's look at the sample task, and please pause the video to read it, and then we'll talk about these together. So this is text 1, and as you see from the heading, from the title, it's about stress. So now pause the video and find the 2 key points in this piece of writing. Okay, let's check. So you see, I have marked them, and there are different colors. So the first key point is orange. It's generally about stress and mental illness of employees in different companies. And the text says that it's a common issue now. It's a vexing problem now in many companies. And the second point is the impact that the stress that such people, when people are stressed and nervous in the workplace, and what impact this all has on the productivity and on the overall company performance. And it also mentions the fact that employers have to deal with this immediately if they don't want to lose their profitability and they want to keep afloat. Okay, the second procedure is about text 2. Read it and identify the 2 key points. Okay, good. So the first key point is about the fact that people experience certain difficulties when acknowledging their emotions and feelings, and it's quite difficult to do this, and not many people are willing to do that. And the second key point is about the fact that they actually have to deal with this, and there are many ways how they can do it. They may either consult a psychiatrist or a doctor, or get it off their chest while speaking to their family members or friends. But it's essential that they have someone who can help them ease this burden and help them understand what's going on within them. So that's it about the two texts. And after you've identified the key points in both texts, so there are 4 of them in total, the key points, you plan your writing. I suggest that you draw some sort of a mind map or something. Let's look what I propose. So as I normally do, and my students do, they draw a scheme. They come up with a certain scheme where they put down their ideas. So they write down the key points for each text, like in short, in brief, and then they write down what opinion they have and what they think, how they can possibly evaluate these issues. So I suggest that you have this plan, this frame before you just process with writing. And one more point I'd like to say is that there are certain differences in the way how essays are structured. I mean that you can include your opinion in the paragraph where you evaluate the text. For example, you evaluate the text, you paraphrase the key points, and then you give your opinion. Or there is one more way. You can write your opinion in a separate paragraph, and this is what I suggest. It's less tricky. I mean, you won't get confused because you will follow some certain structure and you won't get confused trying to figure out whether you have expressed your opinion or whether you have not, or whether it's enough or not, or whatnot may come into your mind. So that's why I suggest you follow the special structure that I'm going to show you right now. So let's look at this again. Okay, first is the introduction, as usual. You make a plain reference to the topic of the two texts. In our situation, this is stress. And you just briefly mention what the two texts are about and what topic you're going to explore. Then the first body paragraph is devoted to the first text. And look at the structure. You start with a topic sentence. We'll talk about this in a minute. Then you paraphrase point 1, paraphrase point 2 by evaluating them. So this is what I suggest you include in the first body paragraph. The same applies to the second text, to the second body paragraph, the same procedure. Then paragraph 3 is obviously your opinion. After you have evaluated, paraphrased the two texts, you give your opinion, you express your ideas on paper. And the final one is the conclusion, the closing remark. It's essential that you don't give any new information. You know, as they say it, tell them what you have already told them, but in different words. So this is basically it. Now let's look at the sample text, sample piece of writing. This one was written by my student, and let's look what she has. First is the introduction. Don't forget to pause the video to read this. Okay, so you see that here she briefly mentions what the two texts are about. She says what topic she's going to explore, and this gives the reader the idea of what he or she is going to read about. You see, she uses the phrases like both texts address the problem of and states the problem. Then she says what each passage is about. So the first passage concentrates on mental problems at work, and the second one refers to more personal difficulties. So this is it, and no more is required here. That's enough. Okay, this is the first body paragraph, text 1. And you see that the very, very first sentence is the so-called topic sentence. So let's look. The first text highlights the challenges posed to employees' mental health. As you see, this is some sort of introduction, which introduces the main idea of what the person is going to write about in this paragraph. It also gives the reader the understanding of what they're going to read about and what topic is going to be explored. And so this is a start. This is a prerequisite of essays. Please remember it, because I've seen several samples and explanations, and this point is not mentioned there, but it's essential, it's key. So, and then you see that then the person evaluates the 2 key points. You see the 2 different colors, the green color and the orange one. And you see that the order is not something strict here. So you can start with key point 2 and then talk about key point 1, or you can mix them as you see in this piece of writing, and it's okay. The main thing is that you have to address the both points and try to paraphrase them using as many synonyms and synonymic phrases as you can come up with. So this is it. The second subordinate paragraph text 2 is the same. So you see the topic sentence again. It says the second text evaluates the danger of negative feelings in our everyday life, and then the person evaluates the 2 key points. Again, I marked them, and you see. So pause the video, read, and check whether you have the same ideas or how the person is doing that. Well, and after that, we have the third body paragraph. This is our own opinion. And you see the person expresses her opinion. She says, personally, I'm convinced. She says what she thinks about the role of stress in the workplace and what can be done in this respect. So you see, there is not much. We should not forget about the word count, and from 240 to 280, that's not much. So you have to, stick to it. That's it. And the final one is the conclusion. Again, the person signals that by saying to conclude and gives the main idea once again, but in different words. Also, there is not much, only 2 sentences. And we see the word count. It's 286 words. Well done. And basically, this is it. You see that there is not something sophisticated. And when you know the structure, you understand how it all works. And all you need to do is just play with words and follow the task. By following the task, I mean addressing the 4 key points. It's essential. Again, I will not stop repeating that. Okay, that's basically it. Now let's conclude. This is the checklist I suggest that you look at after you have finished writing your essay. And again, the first line, you have to address all the 4 key points that you remember. You underline them at the very beginning of the task. Number 2, you paraphrased and evaluated them. So I suggest doing this in separate paragraphs. Then you expressed your own ideas in the third body paragraph. Use the variety of language. Don't forget that this is a high-level essay, the CPE or CAE, but you have to use a variety of structures, grammar structures like inversions, conditionals, various types of idiomatic expressions, beautiful words, descriptive language, whatnot, something that is C1, C2 level. And please remember that the style is formal, it's academic, and you can't use contractions and slang. No, not in this situation. Then, of course, the length is appropriate. Don't forget to count the words. And by the way, if you take a computer-based test, it's much better. You can save some time on counting words because it's done automatically for you, and that's a real advantage of this type of test. And the final one, you have to proofread your piece of writing for errors and slips, because we're all humans. We just sometimes we make mistakes, and it's not because we don't know, but because we're too absorbed in the process, and we're nervous, and it's okay. And that's why I suggest that you proofread your piece of writing several times and check whether everything is fine. So that's it for now. Now you know more about CPE essays. If you want to know more about the assessment criteria, I suggest that you watch a video by Cambridge itself. I will put down the link in the description box. That will talk about the criteria and how essays are assessed. And you can also download the CPE handbook. It's for free from the Cambridge official site. So it's not a problem, and I suggest that you also read the instructions that they give there. Well, that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and if you have questions, please let me know. And if you want to discuss something too, and if you have experience with the CP writing, I would be really happy if you share your experience, your hints, your tips, whatever. So that's it. Subscribe to my channel, and there will be more videos in the future about exams and whatnot, something concerned connected with English. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.